Sorry, guys, that's about as epic as this is gonna get. With all the copyright infringement laws and all that, I can't play any Star Wars music or show scenes. I'm not a tech guy anyway, so I don't know if I'd be able to show scenes. So, yeah, no Star Wars music either, because of the copyright and all that. I think I would get in trouble. I have a title that I planned for this video, and I'm not even sure if I'll get in trouble for the title, but I know this is coming days before the Star Wars movie gets released, but this is the theme that I had envisioned for my Wraith. And I cannot tell you how super excited I am to finally have this project over. Um, I went into this project um, with a lot of hope and a lot of joy, and somewhere in the middle, in the end, well, maybe not so much the end, but in the middle, definitely, it was becoming a miserable project for me. It actually, it was just becoming a pain in the neck. Um, but before I go into it, I'd also like to show you this. I got this cool decal for the roof. I had originally bought it, and it came in this packaging, so I thought the backing was red. But until I opened it, I realized that all the recessed areas and stuff, it's whatever surface you put it on is going to be where you see the black now. So I couldn't be more happy. It's perfect. The color's perfect. Um, it matches with the Stormtrooper and everything. It looks awesome. If it doesn't look that way in camera, I mean, it's just, you have to see it in person, I guess, but it looks great. So all in all, I think everything came out pretty good. This project was, I guess you could say, a year in the making. In October of 2014, I was in the woods with my Wraith, and there was some puddles and streams and stuff, and I had the stock setup in there, and the stock setup, the motor and ESC had, I had gotten more use out of it than I guess most people, and so it lasted me a while, but the car became submerged and stuff. Um, I went a little too far and it tipped over, went in, and the ESC was waterproof because I went in, opened it up, and I did the liquid tape and all that stuff. And I siliconed where the light comes on, so that I'd still be able to see the lights and all the signals that comes off the lights in the ESC. Um, so that came out. That's fine. I believe that still works, but the motor just, from what I understand, they're throwaway motors. You can't repair them. So um, yeah. So over a year ago, um, I started this project, um, and there was some parts issues. I tried to do the whole bomb-proof, super shafty bomb-proof transmission without actually having all those parts. So I basically just have the gearing for it. I don't have the gearing box for it. I don't have their plate. I don't have any of those other parts. Maybe someday down the line, but because it's an expensive item, and I believe it is. But anyways, so that was one of the holdups was the gearing. Hot Racing is was the maker of the gearing that I needed, and I guess they were out of stock. And then there was talk that they may not be making it no more. I bought it off another seller on eBay, and I got no reply from them. They just gave me my money back, but yet said that they had X amount in stock. So I assumed, or had to assume, because they wouldn't communicate with me, I had to assume that they were out of stock. Um, so there was a lot of waiting. in between all that. And then I bought it off another seller, and they did the same thing. And they said, "Oh, well, I'm sorry, we don't have it either." But they said, "Would you like us to hold on to your money until the pot comes in?" And I said, "No." um, so I bought it twice and never received it. So then finally, Hot Racing had it again. So I bought it as soon as possible. Um, but there was lots of snags. There was definitely, I've talked about it before, there was definitely some procrastinating on my part. The ESC to me was, I've been in the hobby, I think, almost 3 years now, maybe. Um, but I found that for me, the ESC and soldering on the little capacitor that you see in there, just the little capacitor, just it felt daunting to me. Um, so far, everything's working. No smoking, no sparking, none of that, bad stuff. So I guess I did a good job. I'm not sure. So I'm still learning how to solder and techniques and all that other stuff. So hopefully I did a good job. But it was definitely daunting. It's little tiny posts, and you got these wires and little tiny posts, and on top of those wires and little tiny posts, you have two little tiny posts that are coming off of the capacitor, and you have to get those in there too. So it just, I don't know, it just was a little daunting for me. But it's done. Um, let's see, I upgraded the axles and paid a ton of money. Um, they look great and everything. Um, I'll go into that probably some other video. I'd like to talk about that. But anyways, they look great. I got the front and rear axles from Vanquish. I have these links from Vanquish here. I had those before on the Wraith. The rims came from Asia Tees. Who knows? Maybe I'm going to get a lot of sponsors out of this video. Um, no, I got a Savex servo, waterproof. Um, I can't remember the company that makes. This is an aluminum body. I can't. I want to say. I want to say FLM, but I'm not really sure about that. So I might not get their sponsorship. um, no, so I'm not really sure about that. But it's an aluminum body, aluminum top. Um, the hood is from Dinky RC. I went with this hood. I have the aluminum hood, but didn't want to go through the aggravation of trying to drill it so that I could make my hood, unhinge and all that. So I didn't want to. It's a nice hood and everything. I may use it some other time down the line, but I just didn't want to go through the nonsense of trying to drill it and all that. I don't really. I have tools, but I don't really have power tools. I don't have like a drill press here or anything like that. Um, so I just didn't want to go through the aggravation of. If you have those things in your house, then it's not a big deal. But anyways, I don't even have like a working drill. I have a screw gun, but I don't have a working drill. Um, so yeah, that's why I went with um, the hood from Dinky RC. I liked, this design. They have a bunch of others, but I really liked this design. Um, what else? Any more upgrades? Stormtrooper is an upgrade. I had him in the box, and you probably seen him in the background of some of my videos. At one time, Boba Fett was my driver, and the Stormtrooper with the orange guard there, he was the passenger. So, Stormtroopers with the orange guard are leaders or platoon leaders. Little Star Wars geek knowledge for you there. Therefore, he's the driver, and Stormtroopers that have no guard are just, they're just the peons. They just take the orders. Um, so it's a little Star Wars knowledge for you. The other upgrade I got is get the MIP drive shafts. So it's definitely beefed up. I don't know if I said I got the rims from Asia Tees. I believe I did. Pitbull Rock Beast. I had a really hard time putting these on the rim. I know this is supposed to be super easy, but anything that's super easy for you, or I see people in videos do it in 30 seconds, it usually means that it's going to take me a long time. And I had to put these tires on and off and off and on, and um, it just didn't come out perfect. I don't know if that's the way it is, um, but as you can see, it didn't catch the bead all the way. And I tried reworking it. I tried different tricks and tips that I've seen in videos, and I just couldn't get it perfect. So if it looks perfect on the outside, then you can be sure that on the inside, it's not so perfect. Um, so there's probably going to be water issues. There's just nothing I can do about it. Um, I'm thinking about getting closed cell foam. Um, right now, the foam I have in is it's the foam for the pit bulls um, that you buy separately. Um, I don't think they have a name. They just call them dos piezas, two piece. But for the pit bull rock beast. Um, so um, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the upgrades. It was a very expensive project. Um, very, it was very hard for me. Doing all the stuff, procrastinating didn't help either. But I'm glad I'm over the hump now, because there's much more things I want to do. This happens to be, I'd definitely say, my favorite RC. If you don't have a crawler and you like RCing, I would definitely get one. Maybe not invest a whole lot of money. Maybe find someone's that's used, because it might not be for you. When I first got into it, I was used to um, the Rustler and the Stampede, and they've got a decent amount of speed to them, you know. But a crawler, it's your insides start turning because the car's not going fast enough, but it's because you're not used to crawling, and crawling isn't about speed. It's about um, overcoming obstacles and stuff, and that's the fun of it. Going through the mud and stuff like that. But the fun of it is going through the obstacles, getting up that hill as high as you can go. You're not going to do that in a slash, and you're not going to do that in a stampede, or or something else, like that. You're just not going to be, and that's the love of this car, is that it goes pretty much everywhere, and it conquers pretty much all terrain. It's still an RC car, though. I mean, it's it's not going to climb, huge mountains and stuff, but I mean, it does go over a lot of stuff. And if you're doing this stuff, it gets you out into the woods, and before you know it, you're out there walking in it, and I appreciate nature and stuff like that, and it's peaceful and it's quiet out there. So I also like that aspect of it. Then I'm out there by myself. Nobody's bothering me and everything like that, and it's peaceful. So that's another a great thing about getting into crawling, but it's not for now I can't even talk. It's not for everybody. I mean, young kids, they want to speed, they want to rip the tires and all that, because they're young kids. But I think this is good for, like, I'm not saying all kids won't like this, or any kids won't like this, but I just feel that this might be something for a little bit more older adult. Um, to really appreciate. Um, it's a different type of skill driving, um, than just ripping it up and down the street and spinning the tires and donuts and rooster tailing and all that stuff. I have other cars that do that, and that's why I've got into the crawling, because it's a different area of RCing um, that I like. I mean, there's some people out there that like drifting. I don't own any drifting cars, but I'm not sure if I would like it, so I wouldn't invest too much money in a drifting car, um, until I was sure. This one I watched a lot of videos, and I was really excited to get a Wraith. But anyways, I'm just glad that the project is over. I do have another RC, a whole RC to build. I think I'm gonna put it on just a little bit longer of a hold, because I do have a body that I need to spray paint for my slash to complete that project, and then I might take a run at building the SCX-10 because I'm excited for that, another crawler. Um, but I'm just not excited about soldering more wires again. Um, so I want to take a little break from building an RC, just a small one because I don't want to, I'm still getting over the frustration I had with this. Hopefully all the bugs are worked out, and everything seems to be working fine, but I won't know everything until I put a battery in it and get her out there. Um, so um, yeah, so just really happy that it's over with. So I can go on to other things. But I think it looks great. Um, the spray paint job was interesting. I did scratch it up and sand it so that the paint would adhere better. Um, my first attempt was to do it flat black. I didn't want anything. I don't think that, like, I don't see crawlers as popping. You don't need to have a pretty crawler because, I mean, it looks pretty now and everything. I'm going to take pictures, but we all know what's going to happen the first roll, and this is going to get all scratched up, and I'm going to freak out the first time. Um, but anyways, yeah, I mean, it's going to get scratched up and all that wonderful stuff because you're crawling with it and you're going through brush and all kinds of stuff like that. So it's not going to stay pretty for long. But I originally done flat black, and I really liked the look of the flat black. It kind of looked like, I don't know, like a Mad Max mobile, that type of, and it wasn't standing out, and that's what I liked about it, that it wasn't standing out. But what I found with the flat black is that without a lacquer or a gloss to it, the paint didn't have much protection. So, I mean, basically, you could just go like this, and the paint was flaking right off, scratching up really easily. But it looked amazing. So, so I had all these pots flat black, and so I had to go back out and I bought lacquer and just lacquered the pots up, so it gives it now some durability to last for a little bit longer. But yeah, the flat black looked great. I wish I could have kept it, but it just wasn't going to hold up to anything. So I want to keep the paint job as nice as I can for as long as I can, which isn't saying much again, for a crawler. But anyways, I think that's about it for this video. I think I covered everything that I wanted to talk about and the upgrades and stuff. I have another video that I'm gonna do. I'm not sure when, but I'm gonna talk about the upgrades and stuff like that and my thoughts. Something I just want to get off my chest um, about RC pots and stuff. But that's for another video. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. Wish I could have made it more epic with Star Wars music and lightsabers and and all kinds of crazy stuff, but just too many copyright laws, and I don't want to get in trouble and stuff. So with that being said, I hope everyone's doing good, and I guess I will talk to you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.